I actually studied at Cardiff Metropolitan. I studied, well, it was UIC when I first joined. I studied illustration and then I went on to do my postgraduate in fine art. Massively. I've always been a creative from the beginning. I've been told that my father would come downstairs and just see me colouring in from the ages of 2 and 3. So yeah, it was the right pathway for me to go to decide to follow the arts. I went straight from school into college, straight from college to university, and it surprised me actually, because you're faced with a lot of modern life. You're faced with growing up kind of away from your parents. It's not something that I'd really done before without the support of my parents as well. So entering a whole new life as an adult was incredibly challenging, but what I found was a lot of solace in the degrees that I took. So for my illustration degree, I found where my strengths were. I also did a lot of growing up. I found out who I was as a person really as well. I found my creative voice, I found my strengths and my weaknesses, and I was also guided in the right way to build on those weaknesses as well. So it was an incredibly positive experience. Yeah, massively, and even like in negative situations where you just the nature of the beast in creative industries, you have something that you love and you've put a lot of effort into, and it gets torn apart in front of you from time to time, and that can be incredibly distressing. But even through those negative moments, what you perceive a negative at the time, what you actually realise is what they're doing is helping you, and you develop a very thick skin to what's happening, but you also develop an awareness to why they're doing it and how they're helping you. So through that kind of skill of learning to not be so precious and to see the bigger picture, it didn't just affect my creative lifestyle, it affected my personal life in a huge way, which meant that I'd gone from being quite feisty and quite boisterous and cocky and arrogant, I guess sometimes as well, if I'm being honest, to being really kind of more mellow, more self-centered, and think before I act. I became less reactive, definitely. Oh yeah, hugely. I work freelance quite a lot, so I do illustration for another community interest company, and that's with Dr. Gray, and that generally is about resilience and well-being in the workplace. So I provide visual graphic facilitation, which is a live drawing of conversations on a big whiteboard. It's really good fun. Another thing that I do is I paint, I illustrate, I host exhibitions, I curate. I also work for Castle Quarter Arcades, doing their marketing, PR, pop-up, press, copywriting and website. I'm the creative assistant, but I'm just a creative assistant to everybody. I think that's the best way to describe my job, because it's everything. I assist everything creatively, so yeah.